again, never a problem.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Now, we're going to dive right into it, yo. Now, for those of y'all that may not be familiar with Dennis, I'm going to give him a chance to kind of introduce himself to our audience and just kind of give a brief introduction, DJ, how you got in.
Oh, man. Well, it all started out when I was just a twinkle in my father's eye. Sagittarius, and we're in Sagittarius right now. So
Taking it all the way back.
Right.
Oh, man. You're asking how I got into the game, how I started?
Well, more so just kind of give them a brief summary of who Dennis Johnson is.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah.
I am a producer, engineer, songwriter, somewhat of a musician sometimes. I've done the hip hop thing, the R&B thing, the pop thing, the rock thing. I'm, pretty versatile.
Yes, indeed.
I do that on purpose. I do it on purpose just to. It helps, when you learn about other genres. Like I've learned country and R&B is basically the same thing.
Right.
But
right.
I would have never known that if I didn't, dabble in this little country thing,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So we dabble in this production thing.
I'm gonna need some explanation here as to what you mean by country and R&B are the same thing.
It's the same story, man. You can take any R&B record, like an acapella, and put it over top of a country record. It's the same story. It's the same vibe.
Really?
Just put over, obviously, different kind of chord changes, but it's basically the same story.
Huh.
Think about it.
I agree. I really do. I agree.
Huh.
I do. So you started in the high school band. We going back, my dude. We going back. Now, you started, was it junior high, middle school, high school band?
I started elementary school.
Okay.
Started playing drums. I mean, I can take it even before that.
Okay.
My parents were the caretakers of an American Legion Hall. I bet you didn't even know this.
I did not.
Okay. So I grew up in an American Legion Hall in Yonkers, in Northeast Yonkers, Colonial Heights, called the John Dunbar Post. It's not there anymore. But so I had access to a whole lot of really cool stuff. One of those things being a lot of parties. People would rent the place out.
Right.
Parties would come, people would rent it out and have, sweet 16s, weddings, you name it, any kind of party. All of these parties back in the days, and I'm going way back, I don't want to show my age here, but way back, people would hire bands to play at these parties and stuff. Now, our living quarters at this place was right behind the bandstand. So we had a door, we had like a little peephole. So whenever a party would get booked, they'd have a band. So I'd be watching this band set up and stuff and watching them tune up their instruments and everything. And, watching these guys, test everything out, make sure everything is good, and then start hitting. I'd just be glued. I'm like, I have to be a part of this.
Right.
So that's what really kind of sparked me, getting into this thing. I just had to be a part of it. Of course, the place, they had a piano too. So when everybody left, I'd be sitting behind the piano trying to play all the stuff that I heard the night before. And I'm talking about, like 3 or 4 years old,
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So that was like, the beginning spark for me, as far as, like, yeah, man, I want to do music. I got to get into this thing. So that was a very humble beginning. Then, of course, as I got older and stuff, in elementary school, I picked up drums and stuff and always played a little piano by ear. And that's really, how it started. That was like, the foundation.
You used to tell me too, I can't play the piano. And I was like, I beg to differ. What do you mean? Because you be sitting there playing the Charlie Brown joint and all kinds of crazy stuff. And you just be playing like, you be like, I can't really play. You play better than me.
I'm a glorified noodler. That's what I call myself. I'm a glorified noodler. But I play well enough to write. You know, I'm not like, you're not going to see me sitting on, you know, somebody's gig and actually, you know, playing. But in the studio, you know, what I can't play, I can, you know, slow the sequence down. And
that's me. Yep.
You know, so I play well enough to write.
Yeah. In the studio, I can play anything.
There you go.
Anything you put in my hands, I can play there. All right. So how did everything transition into like studio recording?